Greetings petrolheads, welcome back to Automation, and today I'm gonna be doing another showcase of the 2015 AMW Mantis. Now the idea behind the Mantis is... Wait a second, why did the name not save here? Anyway, it is a small hatchback, well not really small, it's a hatchback that is supposed to be economical and fun to drive. Now what makes a car both economical and fun to drive is if it's light. That is the reason why this car has an aluminum chassis and polymer panels. Also we got double wishbone suspension up front and multi-link on the rear end, because this car will be in about the same price class as the BMW 1 Series, I guess. That's what we're aiming for. Did the trim not save or what? Oh no, it's just because I gotta do this. Wait. Excuse me? Why did you not save? Anyway, the saving is currently totally messed up, it seems. Anyway, as far as the looks go, the headlights are pretty aggressive, so is the bumper. It's got its own signature color, the Mantis does. This Mantis green, very original. But this is kind of the bread and butter of AMW, really. This is the car that let's just go to a different trim here. This is the car that that defines our philosophy more than anything else, because we save weight not by putting fancy materials in the car and making it more and more expensive with each generation. We save weight by leaving out stuff that you don't necessarily need. For example, you don't need premium or even, let alone luxury interior and the best kinds of infotainment in a four-door hatchback, in just a normal hatchback. You don't need that stuff. And therefore, this car weighs about, well, at least 100, probably even 200 kilograms less than the equivalent 1 Series BMW, which makes this car more economical and faster from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour. Overall, the other car I was about to show first was the Mantis 90, which has the same basic engine as this one, the 1.4 liter, but tuned to 90 horsepower, as you can see in the graphs here. As far as tech goes, we got an aluminum block-in head with 5 volts per cylinder. Pretty decent materials here with low friction cast pistons for the best possible economy point. No full stop. And I do realize that this is orange and is restricting airflow, but if I increase it, I got a little bit more power and everything, but it's also adding weight and it's ruining the economy. And I don't since this is by no means a top-end model, it doesn't really matter if the exhaust limits the power output just a little bit. However, we do not only produce eco models. You know, next up would be the 1.6 Eco with 125 horsepower. Then there's the 1.8 Eco with 155 horsepower. All of them have a viscous LSD, if I didn't mention that before, because they are rear-wheel drive, since again front-wheel drive doesn't exist for AMW. So what is there to talk about on this car? 1.8 liter engine, 155 horsepower, 4.8 liters. That's a really good combination to have, that sort of power and economy. 0 to 100 kilometers now in 7.5 seconds is also worth mentioning. We got medium compound road tires and everything other than the 1.8 sports and, you know, the top end model. 6-speed manual is standard. And what else? Oh yeah, we got standard strings, standard not strings but springs with 10% sway bars that are semi-active and active. Because again, this kind of emphasizes the sportiness here. Like even the 1.4 liter Eco that we've seen earlier with the 105 horsepower. Even that made 28 sportiness for something that's, you know, for something that's got a 1.4 liter with 105 horsepower under the bonnet. That is just, that's a really high number. Also for this, 155 horsepower, 35.1 sportiness. That, despite running on medium compound road tires, despite not having the best diff, despite not, you know, having a high revving engine. In fact, this is tuned for more economy and reliability than for anything else. And, you know, it's still very sporty. And if we go to the effort track here, the 1.8 liter Eco will complete this track in 136.8, which is significantly faster than any of the reasonably priced cars that Top Gear have ever used. Even in the hands of the stick. So yeah, as far as price goes, this one, the 1.8 Eco, would be around 22,000 euros here in Austria, 23 maybe, and maybe a little bit higher than that. But there's two more 1.8 liter versions. First up is the Fun, well, what I call Fun at least, and I thought long and deeply about what fun actually means when it comes to driving. I can only speak for me personally, but I have the most fun in a car that goes well, but that is fun to drive, but which I can also enjoy for a longer time, meaning the running costs would not be, you know, extraordinarily high. So this is what I came up with as far as the Fun version goes. 190 horsepower, 5.8 liters per 100 kilometers an hour, per 100 kilometers, not per hour, of fuel economy, and like this is still pretty good fuel economy, you gotta admit. But then on the other hand, when you put your foot down, it goes from 0 to 100 in 6.5 seconds, which is really fun indeed. So we can go here to the long straight. This is also the first car in the lineup that goes to 100 kilometers an hour in second gear instead of in third. Other than that, we got two 45s on the rear end here for some better grip, because there is some more power now as well. So it would be advisable to have, you know, more grip as well on the wheels that you drive. Then there's the 1.8 Sport version, which has again a 1.8 liter engine, but 225 horsepower, and that will make for some pretty serious acceleration, I can tell you that much. Still the viscous LSD. We now have 16-inch rims on this guy. Please. There we go. It was just a little bit of a visual glitch. 16-inch rims, Excuse me? Thank you. Sometimes the brakes don't save properly either, but it's okay. We tuned this suspension some more. All the other versions have the same suspension tuning. This one has something that's a little bit more sporty. You can see here 44.2 sportiness and 45.7 drivability. Now the drivability may be a little bit low for your standard hatchback, but then again this is the sport version. This is supposed to be more sporty, and as such it'll do the effort track in 130 flat. 130. That is faster than an E46 M3, despite being down 120 horsepower, and you know, being a new car that is also cheaper than an E46 M3 usually. However, the version you guys are probably most interested in is this one, the HP. HP stands for high performance, and that's what this car gives you. We have a bonnet hump on the bonnet. We got some extra vents here for the rear bumper. We got the HP tag right there, so people can tell this is different. And what precisely, or the biggest difference of them all, is this. This is a 3.2 liter 30 valve V6, naturally aspirated obviously, because we don't have turbos yet for them, and it sounds like this. Great, isn't it? And then we go to the trim. The top speed is geared to 320 kilometers an hour with 39 spacing. Electric LSD, because we really need that on this car. Sports tires again, 275s on the rear end with 18-inch rims. Looking pretty good here. 255s up front. Alloy wheels still, because I don't think there's any reason not to. Like, I don't think there's any reason to go for magnesium ones. However, we do have carbon ceramic brakes because they are lighter and more efficient than just the vented discs, and these allow us to save some more weight. Then we got a downforce on the tray here. We do not make very much downforce though, because you know, one of the magical numbers about this car is going to be the top speed. Cooling airflow is just enough. 4 seats, standard interior and entertainment again, and advanced safety is on all models. Oh wait, forgot to tick that. Launch control, very important, with the 7-speed sequential double clutch gearbox. So the magical number of the top speed is 301.9 kilometers an hour. The 1.9 is meaningless, but it's over 300 kilometers an hour in a hot hatch. When's the last time you've seen anything like this? There's never been any such car, I think. So that was 250 kilometers an hour in 21.6 seconds. That is almost 4 seconds faster from 0 to 250 than a BMW M4, which we all know is no slouch. Around the effort track, this one will do a 122.9, which is 2.2 seconds faster than the BMW M135i, which is probably gonna be its main competitor. Then again, as far as performance goes, there is no competitor to this car in the market. Obviously, you know, economy on a 3.2 liter naturally aspirated V6 like this isn't gonna be all that great. Then again, if it is economy that you want by the BMW or maybe a Golf R, though those cars are not really that economical either, to be totally honest. But if you really want number one performance in this segment, then you have to buy this car, the Mantis HP. 400 horsepower, 300 kilometers an hour, and for a price of, well, will be about 50,000 euros. About the same as a Golf R anyway. So, hope you guys enjoyed the car and this episode. If you did, please click the like button, it helps out a great deal. Subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.